this notion that it's only the mother's job to raise the kids, then we are going to have children that are confused with no direction and that are going to harbor resentment towards one parent or two, their parents, and not be fully functioning members of our society. I'm Chaplain Adeel Zeb. Welcome to our series, WoRx. Today's video is in regard to the absence or dearth of fatherhood in Muslim communities today. The hadith that I want to mention today is reported by Abu Hurairah anhu, who reported the Prophet ﷺ was seen kissing his grandson Al-Hassan. And a man came and asked the Prophet ﷺ, "You kiss? Like, I have 10 kids and I've never kissed any of them." The Prophet ﷺ replied to him that he who does not show mercy will not receive mercy. The Prophet ﷺ also is reported to have said that the father is the middle gate to Jannah. Stay close to it or lose it. If we don't acknowledge the problem of fatherhood in the Muslim community, this notion that it's only the mother's job to raise the kids, then we are going to have children that are confused with no direction and that are going to harbor resentment towards one parent or two, their parents, and not be fully functioning members of our society. University of British Columbia writes about the effects of fatherhood, or the lack thereof rather. The child's perception of self is highly decreased. They will engage in risk-taking behaviors. Their confidence is missing. A strong contingency of the homeless population is because they didn't have involved fathers in their lives. And their future relationships are also in jeopardy because of the lack of fatherhood or the lack of involvement in fatherhood. Now, having said all of this, I also want to mention and name that because of the systemic oppression of people of color in America, because of systemic racism, the prison incarceration system, and police brutality of Black and brown people specifically in the United States, this is also causing to the dearth of fatherhood. And we have Muslims who identify that way in the States as well, who are also suffering from this dynamic as well. So we have wonderful examples in the Islamic tradition of wonderful fathers. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, with his children and his grandchildren, was a wonderful role model. Luqman in the Quran highlights the importance of giving good advice and quality time for your son. Zachariah, who was not the father of Maryam, but he was still a fatherly figure towards her. So in Islam, you can be a fatherly figure or a motherly figure, and it's not necessarily your biological child. The Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam, with his son Joseph, he missed him so much that he had tears in his eyes that caused him to go partially blind. The United States court system also favors mothers in legal matters. This also takes away from the ability for fathers to be involved in their children's lives when the couples are separated. So everybody can get involved in some ways to improve fatherhood in our community. If you're a mother and you have been delegated all the responsibilities of raising the children, redelegate that back to the fathers and have them get involved with taking the kids to soccer or basketball, football practice, to tutoring, attending sessions, PTA meetings, whatever else it may be. If you're the father yourself, get involved in the lives of your children. Find out what their interests are. Find out what makes them work, what makes them tick, and show that you care about them and their lives and their interests, and give them that quality time. Read Quran with them. One brother I know, he reads 30 minutes to 1 hour Quran every day with his kids. Have them see you doing worship. Put the money for charity in their hands and help them be part of that process. Inculcate these values inside of them. They'll remember the rest of their lives, inshallah. The presence of fathers, even in the lives of infants, has shown by the Imperial College, King's College, and Oxford University researches to have a significant impact on the cognitive development of your children. So the father's role is not just to be the ATM and the bodyguard. These are bare minimum responsibilities. It's far more holistic than that. Both parents should be actively involved. If that situation, you can have the privilege of having both parents, should be actively involved in raising the children so they can be healthy, they can be functioning members of our society by getting involved in your child's lives as we mentioned before, in their interest by engaging in the 5 love languages and helping raise them in an authentic and productive manner. If you found value in this video, hit that like button. If you want more, check out WoRx, our playlist of 40 ways to reconnect with yourself and with the hearts of others. Thank you, take care, Assalamu alaikum.